Okay, I think we've got most people here now, so we'll make a start. Welcome everyone to today's webinar. So we'll come on to. So we are your hosts for the webinar today. So I'm Josh. I'm the product marketing specialist at GeoSLAM.
And I'm Catherine, and I'm an applications engineer working on mostly Connect and Vision.
So just a brief agenda for today. So this will probably be a relatively short webinar, probably last about half an hour to 45 minutes. So we'll do a brief introduction on GeoSLAM and who we are. We'll look at GeoSLAM Connect, any of the new features that are in Connect 2.1, and any other key features that are already in Connect 2.0. Katie will talk you through a demonstration of Connect and some of the new features. We'll then move on to the ZEB Vision, a bit of info about the ZEB Vision, and then Katie will do another demonstration, just how to use the workflow within Connect as well. Then I'll talk about some new stuff. So we've got the launch of My GeoSLAM, and then we'll go through some GeoSLAM Care information, and then we'll finish off with a quick Q&A. So just starting off briefly, so for those that are relatively new to GeoSLAM or know nothing about us, or those that know a lot about us, bit of information on us. So GeoSLAM systems, we can be used across a range of a lot of different industries. So for example, construction, real estate, architecture, mining, and of course sort of the geospatial industry. So for people who think, well, what is GeoSLAM? Is it relevant to me? Well, if you need to capture any data quite fast, but also keep the high levels of accuracy, if you need a range of people to use your systems to capture data within your company, and if you want to own all of the data that you capture and use it to try and integrate it into a third-party workflow, then GeoSLAM can definitely do that for you. So our ZEB family, so this is our core product range. So we have the ZEB Go, which is basically as it says there, handheld laser scanning for everyone. So this is our kind of introduction to mobile mapping and laser scanning. We have the ZEB Revo RT. So this unit processes all your scans in real time. So as you walk around an area, you can see your scan being processed and your point cloud being created. And then we have the ZEB Horizon, which is our most versatile ZEB solution. And this can be mounted on backpack systems, UAVs, vehicle mounts. So yes, as I say, the most versatile of our systems. So I think we'll probably jump straight on into the main section of the webinar. So I'll hand over to Katie, who will talk you through everything GeoSLAM Connect.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Hi everyone. So hopefully you've heard about Connect. Hopefully you should be familiar with some of the features and the platform itself. But for those of you who aren't, Connect is a platform to run automated workflows. So for repetitive tasks such as cleaning point clouds, georeferencing, and decimating your data to get it into third-party softwares, Connect Viewer is able to do all that, process your data from our GeoSLAM scanners, and then visualize that. So the GeoSLAM Viewer itself is where you process and visualize all your data, run your workflows, which are linked modules which process SLAM and create floor plans or georeference or even do change detection. We have many workflows for many different applications. So for Connect 2.1, this is our latest version of Connect. We have a couple of new features, which is really exciting. Data filters and classifiers. We've got, obviously this is one of the newest features, which is a range of filtering tools. So we already had smoothing within our workflow before, which obviously is still included, but we now have 5 new data filters and classifiers to get you to the clean and decimated point cloud end. So we've got an outlier filter, an outlier removal. This removes points which are not close to any of the clusters of points. So this is really good for air points and window reflections, which I know are a real pain to clean out of data. We also have a thinning tool. This is essentially a subsampling, and this is really good for speeding up, for decimating your point cloud, but then speeding up other areas of analysis, such as segmentation, which can be quite processor heavy. We've then got a range filter as well. So for our horizon scanner in particular, it collects 100 meters of data, up to 100 meters of data. So this really limits that view. If you're scanning in indoor environments and you obviously don't need 100 meters, or if you're outside and you're only really interested in the area of interest is just immediately around you, you can limit that range, and this is along the trajectory. So it's X many meters from your trajectory. We then have a noise filter. So a noise filter, it removes obviously noisy points, but this fits a plane to a wall, a planar surface, and takes out some of that noise that is not removed by the other filters. And then we have a transient filter as well. So the transient filter is sometimes known as a moving objects filter. It's not a people filter, so it won't filter out specifically people or things that, it won't be like an object classifier, but it sees clusters of points within an environment. If they are stationary, such as obviously walls or buildings and things like that, then they will stay. But if it sees clusters which have only existed for a short period of time, which the user can define, so if they've only existed within the space for about 3 seconds, then it will remove them. So this is really good for, it is good for moving people, it is good for moving cars, things like that, but it won't detect people who are mostly stationary in the scan. So we have also Rgb Colorization with ZEB Vision. ZEB Vision is the long-awaited camera for the horizon, much better colorization than we've ever produced before. This has the workflow which is divided into 4 processes. So within Connect, you can run 4 separate steps. You can also run them all together as one bigger workflow, but we'll go into that in more detail in just a second. So key features, we've got point cloud measurements. You can measure essentially from the image when it's aligned to the point cloud in the viewer. This is a standard tool on the interface, so you can use this on any other point cloud. So if you're not using the ZEB Vision workflow, you can also use this on any point clouds that you've already processed. And we also have SLAM environmental presets. So a lot of work's gone into finding the optimum environmental parameters for the SLAM. So for instance, UAV, fitting that so that it takes out the extent of your drone. Outdoor environments can be a little bit different to process than indoor environments. And we've now added some additional ones. So we've added forestry by popular demand, and also open loop as well. So open loop scanning is where you start and stop in slightly different places. We have added optimization for that. So that's an environmental preset now. So let's just run on to the Connect demo. So I'm just going to quickly show you how to run the filters within Connect. We just have a short workflow here to do this. And we're not going to run you through every single filter because obviously we are limited on time. But this is just to set the project up. This is the Connect interface. This is creating a new project. And this is where you'll see that you're able to add your data. So you can just add your .geoslam file. We've gone for a scan of our office environment here because it's usually very busy in our production office. So good to show the noise and the transient filter. So the first step is to process SLAM. So as you're all aware, this is a drag and drop process. This runs fairly quickly depending on your point cloud size. And you can see here, this creates a LAS file. So this is our office scan. We can here change some of the views. So we can show the point cloud in more detail. I'm just going to crop this as well, just so that we get the extents down and we can see the inside. So just take the roof off here. And as I mentioned, this is a busy environment, so hopefully you can see all of our GeoSLAMers hard at work preparing your scanners. So you can also add views, so you can come back to this same view every single time. This view here is then saved as this extent. So we go to our new filtering tool at the top. We're going to start with the transient filter, which is the moving objects filter. And we're just going to pick that LAS file that we've just processed from Process SLAM workflow. So we've got grid size and we've got the time window in seconds as well. So these are optional parameters that you can change. Increasing the time window will look for objects that have been around for a longer period of time, and decreasing that will obviously shorten that. So we've gone for 3 seconds, which should remove most of the moving points. So this is very quick to run. The transient filters, it runs fairly quickly, again, depending on the size of your point cloud and also what you've set that time window to. So let's just crop it down here again and just go and view the extent of this. So load in the original scan just to get some comparison. And then hopefully you can see there, once we've changed the view, some moving objects within there. Some of that noise on the office floor has been taken away. Some of the air points have also been removed, but it's mostly the people that were moving around the office floor. So there's still a little bit of noise on this scan. So I'm just going to go for a secondary filter here. So you can add filters on top of each other. So I'm going to go for an outlier filter, and this should reduce the majority of those air points and the window noise as well. Again, you've got a couple of parameters here that you can change number of neighbours. If you want to increase that, it will give you a better output. It will run a little bit slower. And then you can also see on the outputs on the side that you have _transient _outlier. So you can see which filters you have run already on this data set. So here again, if we just crop the roof, you will be able to see already that that's reduced a lot of noise from outside of the office. So where we have big glass windows in the production office, a lot of that's been reduced. We also have a glass entranceway as well, so it's taken a lot of that off as well in the top left-hand corner. Just zoom out and you can see the extents of that. So just round, this is where the lovely glass entranceway is. And you can see that it's taken off most of those noisy points from around those windows. So we'll just run one more filter just to get the rest of those points gone. And so we will just run a noise filter as well. Like I said, just to get rid of that residual noise. Again, you'll pick your latest file from your project, so _transient _outlier, and then you'll get your final cloud, which has been fully cleaned. And then load up that output. So you can see that these filters can be run on top of each other. Really easy to do by just choosing the last filter from your, the last data set from your project, sorry. And then this is the final result from just running 3 filters with all of the default options. So this is the comparison with the first data set, and I hope you agree that it's much improved. So especially the noise around the windows in the foyer, and we've also got a fire escape out the back, which you'll be able to see in a second. But yes, really pleased with these kind of filters and classifiers. It'd be great for you to try these out and give us some feedback on them, and see how you use them in different applications. There's the fire escape I was just talking about out the back, where you can see a lot of noise there. Brilliant. So just to reiterate, we do still have smoothing options available. So if any of you are familiar with our hub application, our old desktop software to process SLAM data. We still do have the smoothing options available, and we have 2 other filters as well, so you can use any of them in combination to get the best output from your scan. Right, so let's go on to the ZEB Vision. Highly anticipated. We've been working on the ZEB Vision now for a very long time, and we're really pleased with the data that we're getting from it, and really excited again to see everyone's scans and their applications of using the Vision. So I'll just play you some data here. This is a sample data set we took here in Nottingham in the lace market. So this is about a 20-minute scan of walking around the lace market, and we've got some really, really nice results from here. So just a few things about the ZEB Vision. It's a 360 pano camera. Obviously no camera is fully 360, so we've had to have 2 back-to-back lenses with a really wide field of view. So about 200 degrees each, and these are back-to-back, and then we stitch those images together. So the process is to generate equirectangular images, and then you get a full field of view within the Connect viewer. So we have that bubble walkthrough of your point cloud. And these are really easy to retrofit to any existing ZEB horizon. So if you already have a horizon, then you can definitely use the ZEB Vision, which is nice and easy. Okay, so some specification. It's a 4K panoramic camera. Capture rate is technically 2 frames per second, so 1 from each lens, which are then stitched together to make one equirectangular full panoramic image. Obviously RGB, and then the software. This is all fully supported within Connect 2.1. So we have the walkthrough bubble view of your point cloud visualization overlaid with your imagery. You can do some 3D measurements on that imagery. So really nice measurement tool. We can integrate all of this data with Draw 4.0 as well if you have a license or if you're interested. And then this is compatible with third-party software, so we do have the ability to output an orbit file or a TerraSolid file as well. So get in touch with us if you've got any applications that you'd like to talk to us about there as well. So let's go into a ZEB Vision demo here. You'll notice that we've got 3 key steps after processing the initial SLAM data. We have a stitcher, which stitches those 2 lenses together, a position creator, which creates your trajectory and your image walkthrough, your bubble view, and then we've obviously got colorization, which is your final step. So again, this is creating a project, so giving the project a name, and then we're just going to go through all of the steps individually just to show you exactly how this works. So this is the process SLAM workflow. We do have other workflows for Vision. We have a full workflow, which gets you from process SLAM to color, but we'll show you the individual steps just so you understand a little bit more about the process. So for those not familiar, you'll take your raw.geoslam file in this case, because it's from a horizon. You are able to select your export format. We've got a couple to choose from, and your decimation you can also choose at this point. So you don't have to wait for your scan to be processed to then export. But you also do have the option if you forget to do it at this stage. Those SLAM processing types that I spoke about, you can select those here. You can give the scan a different name, so you can do some really nice folder management within Connect project, and then you start this and start the SLAM processing. So once that's complete, you'll have your process GeoSLAM trajectory, which is your scanner trajectory, and then you'll have your LAS file as well. So this will be 100% of the points unless you've chosen decimation, obviously. This is 100% of the points and then shown in the viewer. So we've got a couple of ways to show that. So I'll just turn the opacity down and the eye-dome lighting as well, just so you see a little bit more detail. And this is, hopefully a few of you have seen this this sample data before that this is a street view, just to show you some really nice colour. So this is the stitching. We start with our .geoslam file. We have the .geoslam file will already be processed, so you don't have to run through the SLAM processing again. What this stage does, it looks for the process.geoslam file, which you already have, and then it looks for your calibration file, which will be in your images folder. So don't worry about that stage. It won't run SLAM again. This is a nice quick stage. And you'll choose your ZEB images folder. So this is the raw data from your camera. And then you can also choose to save additional imagery. So if you just wanted forward or rearward or both images from the camera, you can also choose that here. We've got a couple of exposure options as well. We set these at 0. We have obviously done a lot of testing on this, so we've chosen optimum parameters here. And then we start the stitching. You could also skip some images at this point. Again, for best colorization, it's always best to use every image if you can, but if you want a faster result, you can skip some images at this point. So I'll just show you, this is the output from your stitching. So you'll get an image timings.json file, and this will go into your next stage, which is the position creation, the pose creator file. So again, your .geoslam file, this is your process.geoslam file. So again, doesn't run SLAM. And then you have your trajectory file from your scanner. And then that image timing file that we've just created from the last step. And a camera calibration file. So this has all of the information about the lens calibration and also the offset, so the heading roll pitch values from your camera to your scanner. And again, you can choose to skip some of the images as well, so it makes it faster. I would always suggest to do 100% of the images, gives you a nice colorization. And it's at this stage that we then create a GS Vision file. So you can see it there on the left-hand side. I've just opened the LAS file, and then if you double-click on the GS Vision file, this gives you a nice the spherical bubble views, as it was. So you can open these and then view the point cloud overlaid with your images. So it's at this point you can either choose to go on to colorize your data, or if you didn't need colorized data, you can use the data here. You can take measurements, things like that. But this is the stage where you have those two calibrated together. So obviously we've got the scanner trajectory. We have, and each bubble view is an image. You can skip between images. We do have the position and a pose at each of those images, which is each point on the trajectory. And like I said, it's already applied the calibration, the heading roll pitch from one of the files that you've already imported. So let's go on to colorize. So we have your LAS file. I'll just pause there. So the LAS file at this stage is the LAS file that you output from your process SLAM. If you did want to do any filtering, or if you did want to make any improvements, and any of the data classifiers, you would do that just prior to this stage, just so you get a really nice, decimated smooth cloud to colorize then at the end. So just in between that position creation and the colorize, do the filtering stage there, and then add that filtered data set here to your LAS data set field. And then we create we select our GS Vision file, which is our panorama bubbles. And then the camera calibration file, which is all the information about the cameras, the lens calibration, and also the heading roll pitch value. And then again, you've got options to skip images. You've got options to choose which image is the first image. And then you also have a masking option. So we did collect this data on a backpack, which was above the head and facing rearward. So I'd choose backpack option, but you also have the option to use it in handheld mode. So that will mask the majority of the rearward image and some of the sides of the frontward image, and also the scanner, so you don't get orange on your scan. But there's a couple of different mask options. There's also custom masks as well if you are using in any other particular way. So if you've got a hard hat on, or you need a different kind of mask, then please get in touch with us and we'll be happy to help you figure out which is right for you. And then we've also got a timing option here as well, so you can colour by timing or distance. So colouring by distance will take a little bit longer. The distance, it uses the distance from the trajectory. So all of the images that can see that particular point will be used, and it will take an average of all of those images. And then it assigns that colour. It does take a little bit longer, but it's the best. It's kind of the optimum colorization. Timing, it will just take a look at the time in the point cloud and then the time in the photo, matches those together, and it only does that that operation once. So very, very quick. You might not get the best in terms of results. So again, I would also always recommend distance colorization. There is option to view this in low resolution mode, and also to exclude some points that haven't been colorized. So if you've got any shadow areas or dark spots, then you can remove those. But for this one, we're going to use all of those points. And then run that. It can take obviously some time based on your the size of your point cloud. We are improving this algorithm all the time. So we are, every version of Connect that we release, we're optimizing this, and we're getting some really, really great results from the colorizer. If you go onto our website, at geoslam.com, we have some sample data that you can download. And if you want to get your hands on some sample data, please let us know. You can get in touch with us after the webinar, and we'd be pleased to provide you with this. So we'll just look at the resulting point cloud. So this is in the LAS file. Just load that up. So same street data. And once it loads, you get the toolbar option on the left-hand side where you can set which color mode you're viewing it in. So here we can view by RGB. And then we have data set fully colorized. So we hope you would agree that this is a really big improvement on any of the colorization options we've offered before. Yeah, we've been working super hard on the ZEB Vision, so we're very proud of it. We've got, like I said, some sample data, so please check it out for yourself, and we can share that with you. But yeah, let me know if you've got any questions about any of that process. I know it's quite a lot of information to take in, but yes, please keep in contact, and we'll do our best to answer all of those.
Fantastic. Thank you, Katie. So yeah, I think we can all agree that I think the team's really put a lot of work into Vision, and like Katie said, we're very happy with all the outputs we're getting. So just a few things to finish off. I think some of you may be aware we've recently launched a platform called My GeoSLAM. So this will be the new home of any supporting materials and documentation for all of our GeoSLAM products. So My GeoSLAM, so these are the three sort of areas of My GeoSLAM that you'll be able to access just from a single login. So this is the new home of GeoSLAM Academy. So this is the new way to access Academy. And also you can access Connect software directly from My GeoSLAM. So any users currently using Connect will have a login for Connect. So these login details can be used to access My GeoSLAM. So these will also give you access to our new knowledge base. So this is live now, and this is completely brand new, and it houses all of our troubleshooting articles, any FAQs, sort of any quick fixes, if you like. It is not in no way taking away our support team. Our support team are still available for any queries or questions that you might have. But if you're in need of a quick fix, then we definitely recommend using the knowledge base for any of these answers. So the knowledge base currently is exclusive to anyone who has a current existing GeoSLAM Care contract. but anyone without care can still use My GeoSLAM to access Academy and Connect. So speaking of GeoSLAM Care, just a reminder, so this is our after-sales package for all of our ZEB products. And as you can sort of see from the slide, these are all the things included with GeoSLAM Care. So you get your hardware support. This is up to 3 years hardware warranty for all your scanners, and also up to a year on any accessories, as any hardware accessories as well, just to make sure that your SLAM system is performing at its very best. As I said, this also gives you limited access to our support team, and this also includes the knowledge base now as well. So as we say, any troubleshooting articles or any FAQs, any quick fixes, these are all found on our knowledge base. And it also means that you are able to access all of our latest software. So with Connect 2.1, if you are a GeoSLAM Care customer, this entitles you to upgrade to 2.1 straight away. Anyone not currently in Care, we probably recommend coming back on Care just so you can get all the latest features within GeoSLAM Connect, and kind of get the best out of your point clouds. So just a couple of things we've also got running on at the moment. We've got a trade-in offer running. So if you want to exchange any kind of scanning device from any manufacturer, this will give you a £10,000 discount on a ZEB Horizon or Revo RT. And obviously, why trade in your existing scanner? Obviously, you can have access to the latest SLAM. Our development team are constantly improving our SLAM, and it's getting to a place where we're really proud. The world's sort of leading SLAM algorithm there. You can upgrade sort of any outdated kit that you might have for the latest kit, and also, as we mentioned, this will also include GeoSLAM Care, so you get all the support you need using your kit, using the software. We're also still running our demo in a box campaign. So this is a kind of try before you buy situation. I think this helped a lot during the pandemic. We were able to send a lot of systems to potential customers for them to try in the field, just so they get a bit more hands-on experience of trying one of our systems before they buy it. So if you are wanting to utilize this, then we'll share a link with you afterwards, just to make sure you can apply for a demo. And that brings us nicely to the end of this webinar. Thank you very much for listening. Hopefully this was very educational for you, and you're as excited about Connect and Vision as we are. So we'll now take some questions. So I know some of you have been putting some questions into the chat. So we'll do our best to answer as many questions as we can. If we don't get around to answering all your questions, these will be answered to you in the follow-up email that we'll send out to you.
So the first one was, can we get access to the recording? So yes, you'll be emailed after this, and you'll get access to this recording. So yeah, that will all be covered after the webinar has finished.
Asking if Connect 2.1 is available for download. So we are currently in the process of rolling this out to all of our dealer network and our customer base. Connect 2.1 is also using a new license manager. So we're in the process of migrating all existing licenses over to that new manager tool. So we'll be in touch with you via email, just to kind of with all these download links as normal, and just checking that you're happy with your license codes for download. So yes, this will be within the next sort of 2 to 3 weeks or so. You'll get this Connect 2.1 download.
If you just scroll up, sorry, Josh. So Brett's just asked about the connector station not coming up with the SLAM or filters. So this is exclusively for 2.1. Some people might already have some access. If not, then we obviously will be in touch, as Josh said, with this rollout. So you should have the banners along the top. There's a new ribbon that has your filters and then your ZEB Vision workflows. So if you don't have that, then you just need to upgrade to the latest one. So can ZEB Vision be used within the existing RT and Zepcam? So no, it's a different product. Unfortunately, it's not used with the RT just due to the way that we capture heading roll pitch of the scanner itself. So we can only use it with Horizon at the moment, but again, this can be retrofit to any existing Horizon. So if you've got the RT and the Zepcam, these are still supported within our hub software. These will soon be supported within our processing. The Zepcam information will still soon be supported in our Connect software, but please use Hub for now. Yeah, the ZEB Vision is just slightly different. How do you calibrate the cameras? So we will calibrate all of the cameras here from our production team. So the cameras that come out to you will be calibrated already. If you've got a ZEB Vision and you're going to fit it to a different scanner, as you know, with changing any orientation or taking the camera off and fitting it to a different scanner, will be a separate calibration required. But if you need any more information on that, then get in touch and we can help you out with that.
So we've got is GeoSLAM Connect available as an upgrade from the existing hub license. That is possible. So if you're under a valid care contract, you can automatically get Connect for free as an upgrade from hub. If you're not currently in care, then this will need to be renewed in order to give you access to Connect. You can still use hub for the moment, but I think we'd recommend moving on to Connect just because of the more features that are available there.
Running the LiDAR and imagery, what's the best computer spec for fast processing? I'm not sure I want to get into best computer specs, but we do have some recommendations on our website, also on the knowledge base, I believe. Mm-hmm. And also these will be included with every manual that we release as well. So we have recommended computer specs, but obviously use your better judgment. Is the ZEB Vision camera available right now? This is imminent. I think we've mm-hmm. got we've got a lot of excited people waiting for the ZEB Vision. So we're getting the first batch sent out, and we're excited to see some of the data that we get back. Can we export XYZ from Connect? Yes, we can. So we can export all of our point clouds in many different file formats. Again, get in touch if you've got a specific file format that you'd like to see within our export options, and we can have a chat with you about creating a workflow for that. Is it possible to merge 2 or even more coloured scans? So at the moment, merging is not in Connect. We still have merge that lies within GeoSLAM Hub. This is a feature that's going to be implemented in the next version of Connect. Again, we've been working hard on a different type of merging solution. So for this version, we are concentrating on the vision and the filtering, and then we'll have a few kind of quality of life updates in the next version. How long does it take to capture your office in the sample data set? So that sample data set that's on the website, the capture time was probably about 10 minutes. It was very, very quick. We've done a lot of captures of this office, and they're all been super quick. So then the processing time does vary again based on which options you select. But the whole process was probably about an hour to get from capture to colorized data set. Can we change where the data is stored? It is currently stored on the local C drive. So at the moment we can't change this, but again, this will come in one of the next versions. And does the change detection need control points within the scan? Yes, it does. So we didn't mention too much about change detection. We've got some information on our website, and we've also got some more information coming in the Connect 2.1 manual. But it does need some common control points within both scans that it can then align to. I think that's probably, export function. export from the GeoSLAM to... Yes, sorry, so select export function. So we have two different ways of exporting your data now. So you can do this pre-processing. So on the dialog screen, you can choose which file format to export to. And so we'll also export your LAS file as a result, but you can choose from a list there as well. And we also have an export button on the main interface now. So if you've forgotten to do it before, or if you then need a different file format, you can do this on the export button as well. And that's, any .geoslam from the project.
Cool, fantastic. So there's sort of a few questions that we haven't answered. So what we'll do is we'll send some answers to those to you direct. But no, we'll just like to say thank you very much for listening. We hope you found that really, really interesting. And yes, so expect 2.1 out within the next sort of few weeks. And Vision will be out imminently. So yes, so thank you very much for listening to today's webinar. And yes, we hope to see you again soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.